know.
I got you right.
Awesome. All right, so we have people online?
Yes, we do.
All right, cool, guys. Thanks for coming today. How's everybody?
Great.
Hey, so maybe Julia should teach this class today, right? Good answer.
Great.
You know why that's such a good answer, by the way? Seriously? Because her house almost burned down last week, right? You guys saw you know what's funny fix, right?
In the radius, I was right there, right across the street from me. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Incredible.
But I'm here.
I love it. I love it. So good for
The
you.
only thing I lost was my Fitbit. I still can't.
Oh, yeah.
That's because she was running.
Exactly. You know,
It's happened now.
I know you were. Channel 7-4, which one? Where were you? Yeah.
Hey, don't be close.
Oh, yeah. But I hadn't brushed my teeth for the day because it was so crazy. I walked out there, I'm like, shit, TV can't smell my breath.
No, definitely not. They smell smoke anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right?
So how do you transition from the TV interview to asking people on broadcast if they're looking to buy real estate?
It's very easy.
Yeah. Go ahead, tell us.
Now we're friends and she told me she's looking for a platform.
She killed it.
How do you broadcast to everybody?
Yeah.
I do
Oh,
broadcast.
yeah. We're at
We're at-
KW, let's see it, right? She was super positive, which was awesome. Didn't matter. I love it. I love it. My whole world is burning down and it's all good. I mean, that's mindset. That's why we're here today for sure, right? How's the market?
Great.
Anyone else?
Hot.
Hot? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm crazy.
Huh?
Yeah.
And he says, I'm crazy. Do you know why that's also so important? Can I be raw? Can I be raw? Yeah, market sucks. And yet, awesome, killing it, on fire. So much of that is mindset. When I say the market sucks, I'm not gonna paint the false picture for anybody, right? I was on an incredible mindset 2 weeks ago with Gary Keller and all the owners, and that was all you heard. The market is so incredibly down, so incredibly down. So that forced me to look up through Broker Metrics, a lot of agents, a lot of top agents. I'm talking down 45% for some of like these massive agents. Incredible, incredible. So I wanted to get really raw and just talk about the raw truth of what we're facing right now. Because that's what I was kind of given with Gary Keller and those owners. And I was so happy about that. Because I'm a happy, positive guy. I'm also very realistic. Very realistic. I am not, do not look at me and tell me you're gonna teach me how to dunk. 5'6", right? It's not happening. Not right, seriously, come on, bro. It's not happening. Me and Nas, we talk about this stuff all the time, right? We're like an Oreo cookie, black and white, right? So we blend so well. We are. And it's the honest God truth, right? I played basketball when I was a kid, stopped for all the obvious reasons. And honestly, right? Like there's this whole thing, like why is a black guy better than me in basketball? And then there's the argument, right? There's an extra muscle in the Achilles, so it makes him jump better, right? Because Spud Webb's the only guy I know that's 5'6" that can dunk. So I'm not gonna dunk, so don't feed me that stuff. Give me reality, huh? Wow, I just dated myself.
Yeah.
I
They hit Spud Webb and he looked at me like, I know Spud Webb.
Yeah, man. So Spud Webb looked exactly like me.
But he could dunk?
Nasty, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and he didn't just dunk, right? Like he got up there and put it down.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's an anomaly,
There's hope.
right? There's no hope for me. I'm sniffing 50 years old. He probably did it, when he was like 21 and whatnot. So, and that's okay, right? That's my point. It's okay. And I want to be very realistic and very raw about where we are today, and then mix our mindset in with that. Because if we mix our mindset in with things that aren't great, great things happen. Where Don is on fire, right? Where Julie is sending out letters, getting 2 to 3 listing appointments for some in the middle of everybody else not doing well. Roughly, how many home sales were done across the US in 2021? Anyone know? Take a guess if you want.
50,000.
It's like 4 million?
You're getting closer. He said 4 million. You said 50,000, 4 million. A lot closer. My God, put things in perspective. 2000, what?
It's gonna take 2.5 million.
No, so it's actually more, so it's 6.2 million. So 6.2 million home sales in US in 2021. 2022, how many home sales? Roughly
4.6.
5.2, so not far off. Hey, no problem, right? So down 1 million. Roughly projected for 2023, how many home sales?
Great, Mel.
4. The last one I was on with Jason Abrams and Mark King, and Jason Abrams said that they ran something that said it could be as low as 3.7. Wow, crazy. That's okay, because you know what? Before COVID, the average was 4.
Yeah, what was it? Oh, that was like
It was like-
2019 or 2018?
Yeah. So again, you look at where everything is like, oh my gosh, the sky's falling and it's terrible and it's so easy to fall into that. And then the other side, you're like, well, wait a minute, that's where everything was normal. That's where we were always selling.
Yeah.
And so now what's gonna be the opportunity? All the other agents, by the way, that had gone down, why would you think they had gone down in this time?
Because they didn't think they could find inventory, but like they didn't think they could.
They didn't wanna do the hard
Yeah,
stuff.
And they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to work.
They didn't wanna do the hard stuff, right? But, Les Brown, you ever listen to him?
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah.
So great statement. If you do it as hard, your life will be easy. If you do it as easy, your life will be hard.
Hmm.
They didn't want to do the hard stuff.
They got defeated before they started.
So now their life is gonna be hard, right? We ran a gravy train for a little while. Those days are gone. The other thing was every time Dick and Harry got real estate, didn't they? Right,
Yeah.
so January and February, 55,000 agents left the business, 55,000, right? And you're joining the business, which is awesome. Seriously, so think about that, where you're brand new coming into this industry and you hear all these conversations so far that we're talking about today, understanding that 55,000 weak people left. And I'm not sitting here striking somebody, right? They left for a reason. You're strong. You're entering into this industry where so many people are leaving. And by the way, that's when I entered the business too. And there's a ton of opportunity. Absolutely.
Love it.
Absolutely. There's so much opportunity. I scratch my brain every day, and that's what I keep asking myself is, what is that next opportunity? Because economically, and I'm no economist, right? I'm an idiot who didn't go to college, self-admitted, right? Just figured my way out through life. I believe we're headed for an economic nightmare. And I'm gonna say it with a smile, because life will still happen, right? The world doesn't shut off. It doesn't. So we're gonna go for an economic nightmare. Everything I read, study, believe, gut is telling me we're headed there. Cool. Awesome. Life's gonna keep going. And what's the opportunity inside of that? That's where I want to find ourselves. All right, so the market is down. All right, and we can still be hot. We can still have proper mindset. Sean, you're having one of the most incredible quarters. Thanks for being here, bro. Seriously, right? We're in April. Was it March? You closed 9 million? February.
Yeah.
9 million closed in the month of February. When these other top agents are down 45%, right? So Sean doesn't look at it and say, I can't make any money, another million fewer, just keep doing the exercises, keep banging the phones, do it a little extra. So when things are down, because they are, what do we do? What do we do? Sean, what are you doing?
Rise up, man.
Tell us how. Give me a real example, because I'm gonna take notes.
So, look, you gotta have the awareness, right? You gotta have the awareness of what's going on around you, but at the same point, you can't have it cripple you, you have to stay focused on what you have to do. And I think one of the approaches this year, as opposed to every other year, is just fall in love with the process. Do your things day in, day out, prospecting, lead gen, like your top 20% that helps you get through business and gets you paid, that's what you got focused.
Awesome.
That is the focus.
Fall in love with the
Everything else
process.
is a distraction. Like all the news, all the economic news, all that stuff, like acknowledge it, know it's there, hey, this is gonna be a worthy opponent. I'm gonna focus on what I have to do to defeat.
How are you protecting your time?
How am I protecting this? So that's a great question. So I got 3 kids, tons of sports, cheerleading, this, that, you know. It's just having this conversation with Emmett, you know, very needy wife, right? That, you know, she likes her time too, so. How do I protect my time? You just do it, man. Honestly, my calendar is my best friend. If it's not on my calendar, you know, I'll forget about it. There's appointments that I put in my calendar then I'm like, I put the real time in the calendar, and I'm like, oh, I gotta be here at this time. I look in the calendar and it's like 2 hours different, and I'm like, forget about what I thought, I'm going by what I knew I did. So like, the second I know I have to do something, it's right in here. So, calendar is your best friend, it really is.
It's a great question. Me and you had that conversation this morning, didn't we?
Old law, right? It's not your calendar, it doesn't exist.
Exactly, exactly. Who else? What are you doing? I really want to hear from you. Julia, what are you doing?
Well.
Besides smoking people out? It's too easy. I mean, I can just hit you all day with these, right? Yeah.
No, so, I mean, calendar is very important. You have to put everything in your calendar and live and die by it, that's your business. And, I do get a little distracted sometimes, a next shiny thing, and I have to be very rare and pull myself back. Bill said a couple of months ago that it's gonna be harder to, it's gonna take much more work to close a transaction than ever before, and just know that. Like, know you're gonna work harder than you ever have before to close a transaction. You're gonna have to show 40 houses, write up 10 offers to get that one closing. So just acknowledge it. I've been doing golden letters, I've been calling, I've been sending out emails. We're doing a seller seminar in 2 nights. We are thinking outside of the box and trying to find those sellers really that want to sell their homes so our buyers have inventory. Like my motto inside of my head is to create inventory where there is none. And I'm always trying to create inventory where there is none. Where there's no house on the market, I'm trying to get a house on the market. That's kind of what is pushing me. So yeah, I mean, it just gotta, every day, it's not work.
Work more. Just work more,
Smarter
right?
too, work hard, more and smarter.
I
Yeah,
like that
You
mission.
gotta do both,
Yeah.
you gotta work on that next part.
Yeah.
Right, because some people are like, oh, work smarter, not harder, but like, literally have to do both, you gotta work
Yeah.
smart and hard.
it's the truth.
Especially in this market.
Yeah. So,
Two things on the time piece.
go ahead.
So everybody knows what my light is, right?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So what he says, and I went through his book, it's amazing. So he breaks down his time and he's like, it's a misconception that everybody has the same 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
He goes, what I do, I break my days into 3 8-hour blocks. He goes, and if something doesn't fit in that one block, that's it, it's going to tomorrow. If it doesn't carry on to the next thing, I go into my next set of tasks in that 8 hours. So he goes, well, everybody else is working on a 24-hour schedule, I'm working on 3 days in one day.
Yep.
So just, it's a.
The mindset shift.
Yeah, I'm looking into it and like, how can I fit my life into this kind of schedule? And honestly, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just thinking about what I can squeeze in here to here to here. Again, while everybody's working off a clock that was built, hundreds or thousands of years ago, this way is built off of using technology and leverage all these other things to fit in 3 blocks to one day.
It's just another approach to things, right? Yeah.
John, which book was that? With the.
Power of one more. So when things are down, I ask, what is it that we are doing, right? We're looking to get somewhere, yeah? We're looking to get somewhere. That location could be different for every single one of us. I don't sit up here and say every single one of you needs to have $100 million real estate business. Because you don't. Because you don't. It'd be foolish to sit there and say that everybody goes into the same box. It'd be foolish to say that every one of you should drive around in a Ferrari. Right? Might not like Ferraris. Seriously. Right? So, but we are all going somewhere. So if I'm going somewhere, and I've used this analogy, we're going to talk about it even more today. If I'm going to go somewhere, but I don't know where I'm going, what am I going to use? GPS, a map, right? So 4 pillars that we want to walk through on a map, the acronym MAPS. You have your mental, you have your attitude, you have your physical, and you have your spiritual. And they're all interconnected, every single one of these, every single one of them. The mental and the attitude, I love because one is inward, one is outward. Yeah. My mental, what I put inside, that's inward, is what will come out in my attitude, what will be outward. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. So what I say before about the market, I got raw, sucks, right? Yeah, I got raw with it. It is. Now, I say that based on numbers only. If I stopped right there, what would come out in me?
Negative stuff.
Ugh. Just so negative, right? Yeah. Is that easy?
It's controllable.
It's easy, control. Thank you. God bless you. Yes, yeah, and it's easy to fall into, and yet it's controllable, right? And so we need to. Sean, I'm gonna go back to you again, buddy. I'm gonna pick on you because you're here. Okay. So me and Sean have been in business together for a long, long time, right? Younger in the business, he's younger than me, but so started near the same time, and we saw a lot of the same markets. And we would like to consider ourselves listing agents, right? Where we want to focus on sellers, because any book you ever read is going to tell you that that's what you want to do. If you want to increase your business, you want to list more homes, you want to focus on sellers rather than on buyers. Yes, Sean?
Thank you for your time.
Okay, so here's the question I'm going to ask you. 2020, 2021, just crushed it. Phone was ringing. Is your phone ringing as much with inbound come list my house calls? Or is it you are going outbound more with can I list your home? Would you like to list? Definitely outbound, right? Okay, so when your phone stops ringing, here's your mental and your attitude. How does that make you feel? Get raw.
So I have this like internal belief, if my phone's not ringing, I need to make it ring on the other end.
So what a great mindset. Yeah, fantastic. Your phone stopped ringing for a little bit, didn't it? Like on those inbounds.
Yeah.
So
September, October, November, December,
Yeah.
that was the end, right?
yeah,
It stopped, you never know shares left.
yes, yes.
It was tough,
Okay, so you faced it too.
yes.
So give me Sean first, then Julia, and then anyone else. Please, please feel free. I'm picking here because they're here. Number one most effective exercise you did, because you said I need to make that phone ring. What was that number one most effective exercise?
So in 2020, I made the decision to hire an ISA. It's one of the best decisions I've made. Because it allows me to multiply my calls. And in that 2020, 2021, I got a little bit lax where I wasn't making those calls, I was just relying on him. So those calls never stopped. There's a lot of people where, it just got crazy and those calls, they stopped making, where I still had that engine was still turning, just not as much. So the big thing for me was realizing like, okay, I have this dude, super successful ISA model within our team. I need to get my butt back on the calls, back in front of people, and really put myself back at it. Double down, and honestly, like looking at the numbers is super key. We know how many calls it takes to get a contact, how many contacts it takes to get an appointment. Just this year so far, my ISA has 20, just one of them, so now I brought on a second ISA. But my first ISA, like the head guy, he's got 24,000 miles so far this year.
Wow.
So. Contact, and I was just going over with another TL down in Florida, we're gonna do some stuff with. Going over her numbers, looking at recruit agent down there, and she's like, how many contacts? And like, yeah, I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head. She's like, how many listing appointments? And we were like 60 something listing appointments. So far, that's the one I said, let alone the other one that we brought on 4 months ago.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
All right. So ISA, hope you wrote that down.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Number one, don't,
Yeah.
so right, so, because I know it's easy to say I do this and I do that.
Yeah.
Would you find to be the most effective?
Well, I will start by saying my mindset in the fall was off. There's about a 2 or 3 week period where I was panicked. And like I actually had, like I felt like I hadn't had an episode. And I pulled myself out of it and I just picked up the phone and started calling people and getting in front of past clients. And I always feel it's so important to be top of mind. I mean, people say that all the time, but you want to be top of mind of your clients for life, past clients. And so we started doing a lot of like client stuff and reaching out to them and getting in front of them and letting them know that we're thinking about them if they have any questions. So like your sphere, your past sphere, your client sphere, just love on them. So when they talk to somebody and somebody's saying, oh, we're thinking about selling their house, you want them to remember you and say, oh, he's my real estate agent. They may not, like, you want them to be like raving fans.
Yep.
You want to create raving fans out of your past clients. So we focused a lot on that and, but it was a little scary because my phone wasn't ringing the way that it was ringing the 2.5 years before.
Exactly.
It stopped, so, but I like what Sean said, if it's not ringing on your end, make it ring on the other. So you just staying in touch with the people that we had worked with.
Yeah.
And, cause that's where, you're gonna get your business right here, this is where all your business is gonna come from, it's right in here, you just gotta tap into it.
Yeah, and you just gotta do more. That's what I'm hearing you say and Sean said, more.
Definitely do, yeah.
Donna, you've been having a lot of success lately. What about you? Is there one thing that you can say inside of this that has attributed to the increase in business that you guys have been seeing?
The one thing I would say is just follow up.
Okay.
Follow up. Because when, in the last couple of years, when you're really busy, because again, there's only so much time, right? And so maybe you're following up 2 times and then they're not getting back to you and you just forget and hopefully they're in a drip campaign. Now, because there is more time, it's continuous follow up. So more likely to secure the appointment and secure the offer and whatever.
Awesome.
The one thing about
Awesome.
campaigns, if they're in your drip campaign, they're probably in somebody else's too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so phone, text, that's the best case, of course, follow up. In person, knock on the door, it's okay to knock on somebody's door, but talking before, knock, like, hey, look, I haven't reached me, I haven't answered me in, 6 texts or 7 texts.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
okay,
Awesome.
you want to leave a note in the mailbox? or
Awesome.
actually call authorities.
I've been doubling down on notes.
Yeah.
Really. I think I'm gonna get carpal tunnel this year.
Uh-huh.
I've been writing like crazy.
That's awesome.
Nonstop. Yeah, nonstop lately. And changing it up with different types, right? Different envelopes, different handwritten notes, different pieces that I send out. And I'm writing on all of them. So, and it's more,
More.
right? That's it. It's a whole, it's just. So let me say this too. So we hear that a lot now. We're hearing that the word more, right?
Double down.
Doubling down.
Figure that out.
Right, for the card players in here. In that same vein, I'm also finding myself more and more to state that I should be in a season of less. If I'm going to do more of these things, I need to say no more to other things. And that's difficult, especially we're talking mindset here, because mindset's always like, rah, positive. That's typically what you hear of it. When we say the word no, we automatically look at that as a negative. It's not a negative. Sometimes the more you get to say no, the more you get. Period. I don't have to expand on that additionally. If I'm going to focus and say that I'm going to do more, I'm going to make more of the calls that my ISA is making. I'm going to touch base with my sphere more. I'm going to follow up more. How in God's green earth am I going to say yes to every other request? I'm not gonna have the time to do those things. So you have to give yourself permission to say no to things that you typically would say yes to. I'm not gonna sit here and dictate which is a yes and which is a no. That's entirely up to you. Personal example. So when, and you just, again, you had the most incredible February, which is awesome. When the phone stops ringing, what else stops?
Your paycheck.
Who said it? That paycheck, right? So when this has been a conversation, this was a conversation at family reunion. This has been conversations that we've been having with Gary Keller inside of the OP masterminds and all this stuff, right? So you should have a personal P&L. So I'm going to tell you from personal experience. The other day, my wife said, your parents are going out. Let's go out. And I said, I think we're going to say no. That's it. I don't care if it was $75 or $100, it is time to say no. And not say yes to everything. There are moments when you make those decisions. And on the onset, you might feel like, what do you mean no? Dude, we're going out for a burger. What do you mean no? Right? Well, that burger and that burger and that steak and that burger, they all add up. And before you know it, at the end of the month, quarter, year, I was able to say, hey, we're on lockdown right now. We're gonna protect what we have so that we don't overspend, right? What else did I do inside of that? What else did I protect by not saying yes to all those financial expenditures? Time. Awesome. Time. Now here's the key. So all of that is awesome. All of it is awesome. What do you do with your time? I can save as much time as I want. But if all I do, and I do a lot of this, is watch baseball, right? Right? 3 hours and 13 minutes is, actually, it's getting less now because of the pitch count, right? So it's getting a little bit less, but we'll call it 3 hours. If I sat there and watched the full MLB game of 3 hours, that's it. That's what I did with the savings of my time. And gee, it's no good. There's a moment for that, yeah. I mean, live, find time for enjoyment, right? All work and no play leads to a dull life. And on another personal level, we've talked about this. Ronnie's left, he was in here, but my youngest Dominic is a junior in high school. I'm not going to miss a game. I'm not gonna miss a game. If I miss an at bat, I get so pissed at myself. I do. And that goes back to the calendar, right? If it's on there, his games are on my calendar. Coolest thing about real estate, do both. Dominic knows.
Too.
Oh, you kidding me? All right, let me give you this
I
one.
go hang out with kids' sports, but everybody's talking to me about real estate. Like, that's it. I bought my gear. So
Yes.
that's the market.
Business cards.
Like, sponsor my kids' teams. Like my kid played indoor soccer last year and this year. $100. I sponsored the entire league, and my name was on the back of every kid's shirt.
$100.
$100.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Last year, I'm like, all right, $100, I'll sponsor his team, whatever. I went out there, I'm like, wait, name's on his shirt and their shirt. And then the next game, I'm like, wait, my name's on his shirt and his shirt. And I'm like, and my name. The best $100 ever. I did it again this year. I'm like, they probably messed up. Nobody else wanted to do it. This year, same thing. My name was on everybody's shirt.
Oh.
And I got a shout out in the email to the entire league.
$100. So now I skip that burger. And I reallocate the funds there and I'm all over the place. It's awesome. So check out what I did. So Dominic's in a school where I don't know everybody, right? Because he's not in our town. So we're at the baseball game and Lord is asking me, well, who's number 7? I'm like, babe, I have no idea. I'm in the same field as you and we both just got here. I have no clue who this kid is or that kid. I'm trying to figure it out. So I show up with my computer at a game last week where my son almost killed himself. Give me that one, literally. Unbelievable. So I opened up the computer. I said, hey guys, listen, I said, since we don't all know each other, you guys seem to know more than I do. I said, but more importantly, I keep hearing everyone say who's number so-and-so. I said, so I created a spreadsheet. I said, I'm just gonna hand my computer around. Take the computer, put your information in it, your kid, his number, what year he is and all that. I said, and God forbid you're not here and something happens, at least we all have each other's information.
Wow.
So easy, right? I mean, like literally mom's name, dad's name, last name, email, the whole 9 yards, cell phone. I mean, now I'm gonna time that. I want to be tasteful there, right? Because they'll be like, that's why he did it. That's why I did it, to be honest. But as I was going through, I'm like, this was genius. This was so easy.
Benefits.
I'm sure you started a conversation.
It was so, oh, it's awesome.
Peter, yeah.
So,
Who sits up?
me,
Go.
are you gonna put them on a campaign without?
Yes,
asking them?
absolute. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you know why? Because they're already on, just like Sean said. Somebody else is hitting them up. But I'm gonna do it mindfully. I'm not going to do it the day after I got their email address. That would really look.
Have a team party,
Weird.
have them all come to your house.
That's what we do for football.
I'd love to. We're not in that town.
Okay.
I'd love to. It's a little bit of a ride for them. So trust me, if I can, I definitely will. If I can get them to come, I definitely will.
Just rent out.
It'd be my
area
pleasure.
In that town.
Definitely. And just control it, right? Just so that you're integrating more of these, and these people have been great, by the way. It's awesome.
Oh, that's. fun.
But these are your opportunities. So these are your and opportunities. I can't say that I'm gonna go to Dominic's baseball game. Oh, man, but then I missed the opportunity because I wasn't making calls, but there's an opportunity in everything, and you can do both. The other thing is he knows very well that if you see dad and I'm down out in left field like this, I'm watching. I saw the curveball. I saw every bit of it, and I'm working, and it's cool, and it's okay. So don't think you can't do both, because you can. You can, and then if it is, again, if this is a child thing, if we're talking about our kids, have those conversations with your kids. Let them know, hey man, I'm here for you. And I also have to pay for the jersey on your back. So that's how I do it, right? I'm gonna be on a phone call. And they're cool with it. They are, I mean, How about you, bud, right? Cause I got the 3 kids.
My oldest gets a little edgy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when he's walking off the field, if I'm on the phone, he's like, like, it's like our kind of bonding time.
Sure.
Stuff like that, but
Sure.
yeah, and look, I'm mindful of it too. Like if I'm on the phone, I see him walking towards me, like I gotta go.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. All right, so maps, right? Mental attitude, what goes in comes out, right? So the mental is inward, the attitude is outward. The next part, physical. COVID did one of 2 things. It either increased marriages or increased divorces, right? Because people spend time together. And it either created a 6-pack or a barrel. That's what it did. Right?
Pack or what?
A barrel.
Oh,
Yeah, right? Because you got choices inside of it. So what many people will do when that phone's not ringing, and then I have to work a little bit more, write more handwritten notes, make more phone calls, knock on more doors, all those things, is we could very easily just say, I'm tired, right? I'm not gonna work out. Let me just grab a quick something. Okay, so I didn't have the burger. That doesn't mean I could have Doritos for dinner, right? Because it's only $1.99 bag and I'm saving money, right? So easy to go that route, so easy. But it's most important that our physical is taken care of because it directly correlates to your mind. And it is direct. It's not maybe, it is direct. You sleep better when you eat better. You act better, you can get up earlier and go. What people see inside of you is completely different. I've got firsthand experience with this with family members when they're going down paths that aren't great from that physical perspective. Man, it comes out in them. It comes out in them so much. You can see how unhappy they are. And very often it's because they're unhappy with themselves and their decisions, and it just shows up in the rest of the world. How many of us get up every single day without fail and work out? Love, keep it coming.
wow.
Yes. Raise your hand more, dude. Everyone knows you're the best fit guy in there. Everyone knows.
Relax, while he's
Yeah,
reading.
yeah. You can't help it, man. Unbelievable.
It's a small jacket.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So I love it. I wish I could say that I did, because I know that I miss days, right? And the worst part is the days can turn into a week and a week can turn into a month. And then it's so hard to get back up there. I've heard people say, just go to the gym and look around. Don't even lift the weight, just go. You're like, okay, day 1, I made it there, right? The truth is, you wouldn't do that. You know that if you stepped in, you'd at least touch something, right? You at least get on the treadmill, whatever it was, but it's an act. And it is so important that we do it every day. So that's the physical. That's what we're going to do with our bodies. And the other side of it, it is the food. It is. Like I struggle with the coffee side of things, right? Where I used to drink so much coffee, almost, maybe not as much as Fred. Fred's a coffee drinker, let me tell you, right? So I say that when we're in these moments where we start to make these adjustments and go towards other things, because it's sometimes there that we can make a move that actually changes us internally. Who here is a coffee drinker, 3 cups a day or more? Okay,
I
2.
do like 3/4 decaf now.
Okay, awesome.
1/4 decaf, 1/4 cup.
It's in my head, right? Right, Sean? But that's the move. That's the move where I start to pull away. Do you know why? Do you know why he goes to, okay, 3/4 decaf? Or why that would be important?
He's nervous.
Sleep.
He's aware, sleep, what?
It's like a mindset thing. I gotta prove it to myself that I don't need the caffeine.
Absolutely, that's a battle. How's about dependency? Right, I could find myself saying, man, I'm dragging, I need another cup of coffee. And then you fall into that. When you start pulling away from that, you don't need it as much anymore. This goes back to direct correlation on what we put in our body and then how it works up here in the mind. This is all scientific crap, by the way, right? The idiot that didn't go to college, just read about it online. It's all there for you. I'm dead serious. So where you can make those cuts, make those cuts. Definitely make those cuts. What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I was gonna say, what if your mindset says, oh, I don't need this cup of coffee, but I want it?
All right, so Maddie's question is good, right? I don't need this cup of coffee, but I want this cup of coffee,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Can I get raw?
Sure.
Oh, boy.
Single people.
Tell me how addicted I am.
What?
Tell me how addicted I am.
Single people in the room, right? I'm gonna go back to a young guy, for me, he was super young, you know how young I was when your aunt got married, but, right, very young, but seriously, I'm gonna get raw, he's gonna do it. I don't need to have sex with her, but I want to. So I could, right? Cause I want to. It's so over dramatic and I get it, but it makes a great point. Just because I could doesn't mean I should.
Yeah.
Just because I can have that cup of coffee that I want doesn't mean that I should. And when I say refrain from, right? It's going deep inside of me. I'm teaching myself a lesson. I'm showing myself that I can do something, even though I don't want to. Right? That's growth.
Yeah.
That's growth.
One more,
Right? Come on, dude.
or one last, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the ice bath instead of the cup of coffee. How do you make it? Sure.
I see no point in this. Yeah.
So New Year's Eve, I made the decision, like, January first, I'm not drinking for the entire month of January. Cause it's a little bit different for 2 days. right?
You mean like alcohol?
Yeah, so COVID kind of, put a lot of people doing alcohol,
Yeah.
like, kind of halfway in the boat there. And, so January first, I'm like, all right, I'm not drinking for the month of January, and I got to January 31st, I'm like, this is great, I'm having a great month, I feel great, I'm not gonna drink for February. I got to February, I'm like, okay, I made it this far, there's no turning back now, I went the entire first quarter without a sip of alcohol.
Awesome.
And we got to Florida with like our friends and stuff, everybody drinking, I'm like, I'm not gonna drink, I don't even want to. And my goal was to go the entire first quarter, and then on April 1st, I had my first drink, drank for, got back, I'm like, I'm gonna drink.
Amazing.
It feels so much better without doing it, it got to the point where it was more mind, mindset, and mind control, like, hey, I don't need to drink.
Yeah.
I could drink, but I don't want to.
Love it.
That was,
Love it.
And ironically, it was the best quarter ever.
Yeah. You don't think there's a correlation to denying yourself certain things?
With your energy being up, do you think it has a correlation to?
So much clearer.
Yeah.
So much clearer. My thoughts, so much clearer, like, like alcohol can give you like beer muscle, it's a depressant, right? Because it could also turn you the other way, right? And so, I mean, for me, it was waking up Saturday morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, going to run, as opposed to feeling hungover. It was waking up Monday morning and being like, thank God I didn't drink on Sunday, thank God I didn't drink on Saturday, thank God I didn't drink on Friday. I'm like, just ready to go. Monday morning, I get shot out of the cannon as opposed to like, I should. It's like the whole, the mindset.
Yes, definitely. Donna, you have your hand up.
I was just gonna touch on the coffee thing that I'm like tired all the time, so I did the same thing, like, oh, I'm so tired and had the coffee. And I really only drank probably 3 cups a day, maybe 4 on a really bad day, but then I did the same experiment where I switched to 2 cups a half cap.
Yeah.
And that's all I had for like a month. And I came to realize that actually the coffee doesn't give me more energy. I end up with less energy. I don't know if that's just my body.
No, that's physiology, that's spike and crash.
Yeah, I'm even more tired than when
Yeah.
I just had the 2 cups a half cap. It seemed like my energy was more even keel. So like the thing I've been drinking to give me energy is actually taking energy.
Oh, totally. Like I said, right, like take an ice bath, I'm not kidding. Can you imagine if instead of me sipping on a cup of coffee, I literally said, I'm taking 20 minutes right now, 20 minutes to get undressed, get into the ice bath, dry off, get dressed, go again, the whole thing, 20 minutes. Talking about being shot out of a cannon?
You'd be running around here like,
Oh my God, screw the coffee, right? Then I'm activating brown fat, which is chewing the bad fat. I'm just feeling light right now, right? So that's it. I'll see you guys all in a nice bath. We
I
got.
was gonna say, I heard that, caffeine actually blocks the tired or sleepy signal in your brain. It doesn't give you more energy necessarily. But an apple, if you take an apple when you're feeling tired, that gives you the sugar and the energy to go on the rest of your day.
yeah.
And I know, I like my coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
But 1 cup, that's it, and
That's
then it's
me
an
too.
apple later,
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I just.
Just to clarify everything.
It used to be 14. Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah.
Happy apple. I just wrote that down, right?
I like.
Apple, not coffee.
I'm pretty coffee, I love coffee, I really do. There are 6 bucks, 12 bucks, unlimited coffee, that's my. So it sounds really lame.
Yeah,
But I replaced my morning coffee when I first wake up, I started a bunch of water, outlined it. And I made, the ginger, so a ginger tea packet, matcha tea green tea packet, which is a little bit of caffeine in it, in alkaline water, with lemon. And honestly, I replaced that, I've replaced my coffee with that.
nice.
It's the best thing in the world.
Sure,
When I
man.
wake up, that ginger, opens right up.
More benefits.
I like my A1 greens.
What? Is that like that mud water type thing?
My wife drinks.
Is it athletic greens?
Yeah.
I thought it was like water.
You're just looking at it, it scares me.
You love it?
I love
Yeah.
it.
Green shake.
It's-
Yeah.
It's right now from my closet.
Yeah, I've been trying to get promoted more.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
I can get
Would
it
you
right
send that out?
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It is the best. And it
Awesome.
doesn't taste bad either. And it really helps with your gut health. It helps with everything. And I'll have a cup a day, but I won't drink a cup of coffee till 2 or 3 hours after I wake up. It's not like I need it first thing. I drink my A1 greens.
it's actually something else that I read. Ed Milet actually said it, about your coffee is whatever you do, don't have coffee for the first 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't. Get adjusted to everything else first and then have your coffee. It's a better reaction. Water's the first thing you're supposed to do is hydrate.
Yeah.
Alright, so Matt, mental, right? Attitude, physical, last one is spiritual. It's different for everybody. So trust me, I'm never gonna sit up here and preach to you, right? Just, I won't, right? You do what you do. Whatever that looks like for you, right? I mean, I think everybody knows me. I'm Christian, right? I have biblical principles in my life. I'm gonna tell you why I think they're so important, and you go on your journey and you find it. It's because I don't have to create a lot of things, right? I don't have to create a lot of things. They were created for me in the path that I've chosen, right? So I live a life of biblical principles. I open it up and there it is. If you think that's a stretch, by the way, I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're Muslim, if you're Buddhist, I don't care what you are. Do me a favor, just go find a regular Bible and look at it like a business book. Your mind will absolutely spin because I go to that book for business more than you could possibly imagine. The lessons inside of that have been so incredible. So that's awesome. That's one side, that's a business. The other side of it is that internal presence, what that can do for you. So when you find something that's going to be yours and you make it your own from that spiritual side, dwell on that, meditate on that, and find out what that does for your body, your mind, and then what ends up coming out of you. Law of attraction, so much of that is about what you put into this body and mind, and that spiritual sense of it is so important, right? So important. Don, I know you've been a meditator for a very long time, and we share the same faith. And I can tell you that when I go and I just find myself alone inside of that space, I come out a different person. And I'll tell you what I find most important about that. Less about me and more about others. What do I mean by that? So I mean that when I find myself to go into that alone time, wherever that is, I ask for nothing from me if I'm looking to get the most out of my time, and I ask for others. So if I'm in my prayer time is gonna be like, listen, God, I want to see blessing of John and his 3 kids, right? Whatever that looks like, and repeat, rinse and repeat over and over and over. The people of this market center, the people I've come in contact with, family members I haven't spoken with. I'm asking for blessings on their lives and not on mine. And I come out feeling so good. What president, anybody, right? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Kennedy, right?
Right?
Like, and how true is it though? Like, stop saying, I need more. Now translate this to real estate. I need more business. I need more listings. I need another buyer. I need. And pour out more. What can I do for you? You meet, like, I know, I don't know, is Yusef gonna be here today? Do you guys know? No?
I don't.
He's coming tomorrow? Yeah, so I knew he was gonna be our sponsor for something, so, instead of asking, the lender, like, hey, do you have any buyers that are pre-qualified? Maybe you could send them my way. Go the other route and be, hey man, how can I help you? I've got a list of buyers. I don't know who they're working with. Would that be okay if I put them in touch with you? got an insurance broker. Hey, listen, I closed like 15 deals, last year, I closed, 10 deals last year, I closed one deal, like, whatever. I'd love to get you connected with that client base. Hey, I got a whole client base. Would that be okay if I connected them with you? The answer is yes, right? Obviously, the answer is yes. But you're giving. Eventually, in turn, it'll come back to you. Might not happen
This
immediately.
business by nature is just that, right? We work for free every day until we do what we tell these people we're gonna do.
Totally.
It's like volunteering.
It is very much like volunteering. How many businesses are like ours, right? Where you literally work and get nothing. And then they buy a FISBO, right? Show them 600 houses from 3 years, right? It's crazy. So for me, I know where I want to go. I know where I want to be. And so I am going to rely on that acronym of MAPS, and I'm going to do my best to fill those buckets as best as I can.
Yes, there's no other business that's like ours where we don't get paid until we, but there's no other business that's like ours that we can give ourselves a raise whenever we want. And that is just a matter of more phone calls, talking to more people, like. And who was that gentleman that was up here a couple of months, and he said, he was up here a couple of months ago, and he said, there's nothing that 20 phone calls or 20 conversations a day can catch.
Yeah, I don't know who was that.
Was he on screen? I think he was on screen. He was out west. He was out west. Had a lot of hair.
Was that Chris?
He wasn't,
No.
he was out
No.
west, and he was great, and that stuck with me.
Yeah,
You wanna give yourself a raise? There's like, we don't have a boss to say, say, we deserve a raise, like, we could do it ourselves, like, you all deserve a raise, and you can give it yourself,
that's right.
give yourself your own raise.
So
And that's
awesome.
just go out there and talk to more people.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another thing to your maps and the guidance and the GPS and all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
You need to have guidance where you're going. You also need to know where you are. So like if you say, hey, I wanna go to Austin, Texas, and you type Austin, Texas in your GPS, you don't know where you are, you're never gonna get there.
Right on.
So.
Right on.
Have that starting point, you need to acknowledge where you are, because that's gonna ultimately get you where you're going.
Nice one, Sean. Love it. Anybody else have anything else to add or questions? Nice socks, bro. Yep, no doubt. Oh, I got the same ones. Oh, no, those are KW. Mine say sold. Same exact thing. I love them.
I like that.
I love them.
Soul points?
I do.
I like
Those are
that.
awesome.
That's cool.
No? Anyone? No? All right, awesome. Beautiful. Guys, thank you for being here. I hope we all got something out of it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.